Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back again. And in this session, what we want to see is, in a way, a very difficult task also, to list down the characters of Midnight's Children. Even in the introduction, Nidhi has just put 2, 3 names and has given the link that from here you can get to know about other characters. There are so many characters. There are so many characters. Some are very important, the others are not so important characters, though they make their own individual story. As we have seen earlier, that there are so many stories in one story, as it is modeled on the Indian storytelling narrative techniques of Katha Sarit Sagar. Katha Sarit Sagar, if you see, it is an ocean of stories. Katha Sarit Sagar, where it's a sagar where so many sarita, small rivers are merging into that, and all these small rivers make for a huge narrative in different forms. So either you think of Vikram Betal, the stories of Vikram Betal. You also must be aware about that, the narrative that there is King Vikram. He goes in search of Betal in the forest. He catches Betal, put it on his shoulder, and when he's coming back, Betal says, I will tell you a story, and then I will ask you something. If you will be able to give the correct answer, then so and so kind of things will be there was a kind of a dealing between them. But if we'll speak anything, I will go away again. And then there is a story that is told. Again he comes, and again repeatedly the story within the story keeps on happening. Katha Sarit Sagar, Vikram Betal kind of a thing. Hayavadan, Girish Karnad's narrative on that. The same way here also. We have seen pickle jar. Pickle jars are there, and you open one pickle jar, you get one story. And there are 30 chapters. 30 chapters in this, with all separate stories, and makes for one story of Salim, or let us say India, an allegorical India, and India which is made up of myriads of stories. Innumerable stories are put there, and an attempt to make a chutney out of all those things, crushing everybody and making one story out of crushing of so many stories. And so there are many characters, and some in their individual narrative all characters are important, but we try to see in overall structure of Salim's story which characters are significantly important. Significantly important, that we'll try to see and put here. Okay, so the link that was given to in that presentation, let me put it here also again, that link. And yeah, in the chat also I'm putting the link, so you can keep open and you keep on helping me one by one, the characters which are there. You will also read and will help me that this character, and then I will try to locate it, that where and how we can put that. And through that also we will try to understand the multi-layered stories which are in Midnight's Children. Multi-layered, so many stories, one story within the story, how it is that we'll try to understand here. And in that we try to get some sense of magical realism, historical fiction, of Western postmodernism, and Indian narrative technique also. We'll try to get a glimpse of all those things also. Okay? So keep that page open so you can help me in listing down the characters also. One by one you can keep on coming, and you can help me in putting those characters there. Okay? I hope this page will be visible, on which I'm planning to write this list of characters, and try to see if we can make some sense out of so many characters. Let us try to see if we can make some sense of this. Okay? So it is Midnight's Children. Okay, and we want to see characters. Yes, characters in Midnight's Children that we try to see here. Okay. Yes. So first, obviously, is Salim. First character, very important that we see here is Salim.
Actually, sir, we are watching the mirror view.
Acha, mirror view. You are seeing. Okay. Yeah. Let me just change it. Yeah. Okay. Now is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So okay. Let me change here to spot. Okay, so Salim, first character we see is here is Salim, uh, and the other character with Salim is the important so far as our narrative pattern is concerned. So far as narrative pattern is concerned, is Padma. Yes. Okay. These two important characters we see here. Okay. Uh, now see the problem starts happening that we try to see here, that how Salman Rushdie teases everybody. Now somebody tells you that Midnight's Children, the title when we see Midnight's Children, and we come to know that, well, it is the story about 1947, and it is the story about the birth of the children. So obvious reference is India and Pakistan. These are the obvious reference that we remember, India and Pakistan. Now, when we say that it is a story of India, for example, obviously the major narration is about India. And in that context, if India's story is to be told, then most of the Indians will not be happy to see that India is connected with Salim. Yeah. There will be some problem that why Salim? Why not Shiv? Why not Krishna? Why not Ram? Why Salim? And we know that Salim is the name which speaks about a religion, that is Islam. Salim is not a Hindu name. So suddenly you start having a sort of a problem with the narrative that Salim in India. I think there is some problem. Why should Salim narrate or equate himself with India? Well, the question will be resolved in the story itself. Is Salim Salim, or is Salim Shiv, or is Shiv Salim? There is lots of complexity or problem that remains there, or whether we can say that the name is Salim, so is he really Muslim or not? If Salim is what we see as India, is he really Muslim or not? That all also we will see subsequently in our reading also. Okay. Okay, so this and Padma's character. Another is Padma's character. Now, so after problematizing the name of Salim or the complexity that goes with Salim's character, let me reveal now, as we have seen the trailer of the film, as we have already seen the trailer of the film, and in the brief videos that we have seen, where the story is already narrated, or in the summary also it is told. So maybe you all have come across the plot line, the story plot line. Most of you must be aware. And the very important thing about this plot is swapping of children. Swapping of children. એટલે બાળકોની અદલા બદલી. બાળકોની હોસ્પિટલમાં જન્મ થાય ત્યારે એમની અદલા બદલી થઈ જવી. So so many children are born, and two children are swapped, and then the fates are written in a different way. So what we see here is that Salim, the character whom we know as such, is swapped with Shiv. The another character who is known as Shiv, with whom there is a swapping of these characters there. So who is growing? The character who is growing in in Sinai family, in Sinai family, which is also pronounced as Sinai, because Indian pronunciation more goes with Sinai. So it is more of like Sinai, but Sinai also is the pronunciation that people make there. But there is Sinai mountain also there. So there is that reference. It's Sinai is not the last name, Muslim last name, but it's name of a mountain, also Sinai. So let us call it Sinai, Salim Sinai. Sinai also is something that can be accepted one. And Shiva, and Shiva is growing in the family of V. Willy Winky. Yes, V. Willy Winky is growing with V. Willy Winky. And V. Willy Winky is an accordionist. Accordionist means is a player of a musical instrument, but he is a beggar. He is a beggar. Yeah? A beggar who is singing song and getting money from that. So is a V. Willy Winky is, we can say, poor beggar. And his wife is Vanita. Vanita is V. Willy Winky's wife. So the way we tend to understand the story, it seems that V. Willy Winky and Vanita's son is Shiv, and Sinai will come to the parents of Salim, is the Sinai family, Ahmed Sinai, and his son is Salim, and these children are swept in the hospital and the first hour of 15th of August, very first hour of 15th of August of 1947. That, and so they are going. So the character whom we see as Salim is Salim is what we are trying to see allegorically as India, and we have a problem with India being connected with Muslim first name. Then Salim is actually son of Vanita and V. Willy Winky. Vanita and V. Willy Winky, it is his son. And Shiva, who is known as Shiva, is Ahmed Sinai. Ahmed Sinai, and who is the mother? Anybody would like to tell? Ahmed and his wife. Ahmed Sinai and
Amina.
And Amina, yes, or Mumtaz. Yeah. So Sinai family. Ahmed Sinai is a rich businessman. Is a rich businessman. Ahmed Sinai is a rich businessman. Yeah. And here is poor V. Willy Winky. Yeah? Poor V. Willy Winky. Yeah? So the story of Salim and Shiva is also the story of rich and poor people in India also. Rich and poor people. So now if we have a problem, that why Salim is there, then we get an idea that Salim is not actually the real person. He really is supposed to be Shiva, and is son of Vanita and V. Willy Winky. Yeah? But is he really the son of V. Willy Winky and Vanita? That also is another question. Is he really the son of V. Willy Winky and Vanita? Well, the answer is no. No, he is not also the son of V. Willy Winky and Vanita. But there is another character. Anybody can help me with who is that character? Who is the real father of the son of Vanita? Who is the real father of the son of Vanita? Vanita's husband is Wee Willie Winkie. Yes, but the father is not Wee Willie Winkie. Is anybody can tell me who is the father? Well, the father is William Methwold. Father is William Methwold, and he is a British Englishman who has a huge huge house in Bridge Candy, Bombay, in Bridge Candy area in Bombay, and his house is to be sold to Ahmed Sinai, done at the business, who is going to purchase his house, William Methwold's house. And this poor beggar, Wee Willie Winkie, and his wife, the poor beggars, they are regular visitor of this bungalow of William Methwold in Bridge Candy area in Bombay, regular visitor. And so William Methwold had physical relation with Vanita, and she was pregnant. And when this child, so now we can say that the character whom we consider as Salim is actually son of Vanita and William Methwold. This is what it is. Now if you see India, now if you see Salim as India, and then if you see this character William Methwold, who fathered the child through the Indian poor women Vanita, and the child is fathered, who becomes India, then you see a kind of an allegory in the freedom of India. You see that allegory there. And in this swapping of children, this character plays a very vital role, and that is Mary Pereira. Mary Pereira, who is later on known as Mrs. Braganza, then will be known as Mrs. Braganza, who is the nurse in the hospital, where swapping of children happens. Mary Pereira, who is known as Mrs. Braganza, and then she works as an ayah for Salim, also works as an ayah in Sinai's home here, and also she is the one who starts pickle and chutney business is also started by Mrs. Braganza. So that way Mrs. Pereira is very interesting character, very interesting and very important character also. But then she again is a Christian. William Methwold is a Christian. There is Vanita, there is Salim, there is Shiv. Now you can see the complexity that arises about this, and then you see allegorically India, what all these things stands for. Then you find lots of identities getting together, religious identities, rich people, poor people, in these connections there. And she is doing, why is she doing this swapping of children? Why is she swapping children? Why? What is her purpose? Is she interested in doing this? Well, not exactly, but her friend, her lover, we can say, Mary Pereira's lover, Joseph DeCosta. Joseph DeCosta plays a vital role in that. Joseph DeCosta, he told Mary Pereira to do this. Joseph DeCosta told to swap the children, specifically the children who are belonging to rich families with poor families. That was the major concern, that you have to swap children of rich with the poor. That is Joseph DeCosta, and that is lover of Mary Pereira, is almost forcing her to do that. Now again the question, why is Joseph da Costa doing that? Joseph da Costa, why is he asking that to be done? And is doing so because he is a kind of a Marxist, or you can say socialist, who wants a kind of equal distribution of wealth among all. So that is that idea that why should the one who is born in rich family should remain forever rich. That idea is driving here. So we see that Salman Rushdie is attacking even this Marxist or socialist idea also, like this way of seeing that, well, all should become equal, all should become equal. But what is the way of doing that? You are playing with the fates of people. You are playing with the fates of people. Then you said this by swapping children of rich into poor and poor into children, can you make everything equal? Well, no, that is a kind of a stupidity. Stupidity that is that is what Rushdie is also concentrating on when he looks at this idea here. Okay? So that is how it is going on. So these characters, swapping of children, Salim, Shiv, but very complex way that we realize that who are these characters and how and what things are happening with this. But well, a very deep allegory of India, because even Jawaharlal Nehru was socialist. Nehru and his Nehruvian way of dealing with India also was very much socialist. He also wanted to make equal distribution of wealth and other thing. And Salman Rushdie is making a kind of a bitter criticism on Nehruvian socialism also through this method of Joseph da Costa and Mary Pereira here. Okay, so that is this Salim, Shiv, and then Padma's character, as we have seen here, that Padma is, as we see the character in this context, like she is the listener of the story and also commenter. It's listener and commenter on the story that Salim is writing and then narrating to Padma. Padma as such has not a very important role to play in the major narrative, except for that she is used as a narrative device. She is used as, by and large, as a narrative device. Padma is used as a narrative device. So when we study narrative technique of this novel, at that time Salim Padma relation becomes very important. We also can see this in terms of Sutradhar and Nati. Sutradhar and Nati. In that relation, the traditional dramatics in India used to follow that narrative. So that also we can see in this relation, Salim and Padma also here. Okay, so these are those, and then now let us look back at Salim's story, then how the story is unfolding and what we see about this character. So the story begins with almost around in the first or second decade of 20th century, around 1917 or 1918, around that time it begins. The story begins at time, and then the very first character that we come to know is Ahmed. Sorry, not Ahmed. It is Salim's. It begins with Salim's Nana. Yeah? Salim's Nana. So I think Nana will be a better word. We can't only say grandfather, but in grandfather also, it is Nana, maternal grandfather. So it begins with, let us say, maternal grandfather, and his name is Adam Aziz. Adam Aziz, yeah, Dr. Adam Aziz. It begins with Dr. Adam Aziz. Yeah, he's a doctor, and the story begins. Story begins from Kashmir. He is a doctor in Kashmir. Yeah? The story begins from Dr. Adam Aziz from Kashmir. Yeah. Adam Aziz's parents are also there. Adam Aziz's parent, like mother, is running a jewel business of her husband, and husband and father also is there, who is a successful jewel merchant. Yes, jewel merchant. Adam Aziz's parents, Dr. Adam Aziz's parents are jewel merchants, merchants. There, but minor characters, so we're not going deep into that. There is a small minor character who is known as a boatman. Tai is the name. Tai. Tai is a boatman. Is a friend of Adam Aziz. On a Dal Lake in Kashmir, he used to carry him to different places when he's going for the checkup, routine checkup of patients. He used to carry him there. Dr. Adam Aziz falls in love and marries with Nasim. Yes, Nasim Ghani, Nasim Ghani, Ghani, Nasim Ghani, Nasim Ghani, Ghani. Adam Aziz marries Nasim Ghani. Nasim Ghani is a daughter of a landowner in Kashmir. Landowner in Kashmir, rich, wealthy. All these are very wealthy families. Yeah. If you see Dr. Adam Aziz, that is the Nana of Salim, then we find that it is Dr. Adam Aziz's father, parents, even the parents of Adam Aziz are jewel merchants, quite rich enough. Then marries to Nasim Ghani. Nasim Ghani is a daughter of the landowner in Kashmir, Dal Lake, over Dal Lake, a very famous Dal Lake. They have a property over there also. And then they have three daughters. They have three daughters. Yes? Adam Aziz and Nasim. Adam Aziz and Nasim. Let me take another page. Yeah. Okay, so let us say Dr. Adam Aziz and Nasim Ghani. Okay. Yes. These two characters, and parents, you know that they are Aziz and Nasim Ghani. Parents are wealthy merchants, landowner. Nasim's father is a landowner there. And their children, we have, yes, who can help me? Three daughters. Anybody can help me with the three daughters of Adam Aziz and Nasim Ghani? First is Alia. First is Alia, the eldest daughter of Adam and Nasim Aziz. And then another one is Amina. Yes, Amina Mumtaz, who later becomes Mumtaz. Yes, Amina. And third one is Emerald. Third is Emerald. Okay, so Alia, Amina, and Emerald. Three daughters. Dr. Aziz and Nasim Ghani. Three daughters there. Okay. Alia, this daughter, Alia, falls in love with Ahmed Sinai. Yes, falls in love with Ahmed Sinai, but Ahmed Sinai marries Amina. But Ahmed Sinai marries Amina, the sister, and then she almost remains lifelong unmarried lady, paining for the love of Ahmed Sinai, but who marries Amina there. Amina, before she marries to Ahmed Sinai, Amina also had a short-term marriage with Nadir Khan. Yes, Nadir Khan, kind of, you can say, Gadiya Lagna, Gandharva Lagna, or a kind of a hidden marriage, or an affair kind of a thing with Nadir Khan. Also, Amina, but Amina marries Ahmed Sinai, and Amina and Ahmed's son is Salim, who is telling us the story there. So you still have lots of problems if you think in terms of character with Salim's mother also. Salim's mother also is a very problematic about the character also. So you don't have that feeling that when Salim tells us a story, who is a protagonist, and talks about the mother, then mother is not like Mother India. It is not something like Mother India, because Mother India has a different kind of a feeling. But here Salim's mother also, from that very strict standards of characterization, will have some problems there. Yeah, I think Aditi's mic is on. So from where? Okay, now it is off. Okay, so this and Emerald marries to General Zulfikar. General Zulfikar, Pakistan. Pakistani General Zulfikar. She marries there. Even Alia goes and work in Pakistan later on when the partition happens. Now we can know that when the story begins of Adam Aziz and Nasim Ghani, there is no Pakistan. There is no Pakistan. India is one. And then your daughters are becoming like somebody goes to India, Bombay, like this family settles down in Bombay, and this family settles down in Pakistan. So then one family is divided in various parts. So that also is something very interesting about India. India, that how the families gets departed with the partition also. Okay, so that is the family line of Salim. And Salim, this Amina and Ahmed Sinai, Amina and Ahmed Sinai, Ahmed and Amina, now they have this one is what is known as Salim, who is a swept child. So their real son is who is known as Shiva. The character who is known as Shiva is in a way their biologically real son. Ahmed and Amina's, see the names. Ahmed and Amina's real son is Shiv. Shiv is his real son, but the another, that is the son of Vanita and William Methwold, lives as Salim in the family of Sinai. Lives as a family of Sinai there, but the son is Shiv there. And they have one daughter also, Jamila. Jamila, I think that is the name. Yes, Jamila. Yes, Jamila is the daughter also. Jamila, the singer. Yeah? She is very popular in Pakistan. Jamila, the singer, is very popular in Pakistan. That is their things there. Okay? Now imagine a brief story, not in thorough. Like if Salim develops a kind of attachment towards Jamila. So initially you may see that these are brothers and sisters, but then actually they are not brothers and sisters. Yeah? So Salim will have lots of women in his life. One of that will be Jamila also. Padma already we have seen, and few other women also we will see who will come in life of Salim when he narrates his story also. Okay, so that is this family also. Okay. Now the other characters that we see here along with Salim, which are important here, is are this characters known as Midnight's children. Midnight's children, these characters. Salim is one very important Midnight's child, Salim. The another very important one, almost his rival, is Shiv, who also is Midnight's child. Shiv also is Midnight's child. Another character which is important here for both, because she becomes a part of both lives, and that is Parvati. Parvati the witch, known as Parvati the witch, Jadugarni. Witch means Jadugarni. Witch એટલે જાદુગર. So Parvati, sorry, wizard means Jadugar, wizard. Harry Potter is a wizard boy, Harry Potter. So the same way, witch is the female of wizard, Jadugarni, Parvati, the witch there. Well, apart from these three, there are few other characters, few other are known. Otherwise, there are many. There are almost, we can say, 1001 Midnight's children. 1001 Midnight's children. Now, why this is important? Why Salman Rushdie writes about that? There are 1001. He says. This obviously 1001, the number reminds us of Arabian Nights also, which are also the stories which are told by Scheherazade. Scheherazade is the narrator. Scheherazade, if you want to like say, something like this, we can put that Scheherazade, Scheherazade, the character who is the narrator of Arabian Nights, that character. And so 1001 reminds of that also. This there are 1001 Midnight's children. Now, what is so peculiar about these characters? What is the peculiarity of all these characters? And the peculiarity of these characters are that they are all born with some magical power. Various kinds of magical powers are there with all these children. All because they are born exactly at the midnight. You can say 0.00 hours on 15th August 1947, 0.0 hours to you can say 1.00, first hour of 15th of August. In the first hour of the 15th of August, those children who are born, they are born with magical power. It is like exactly at 0 hours, if you are born, you have more magical powers. And Salim is born exactly at the stroke of 12 o'clock midnight. Exactly at the stroke, Salim is born. So Salim is more powerful. Salim is more powerful. And what is his power? He can also call all this midnight children, call all these children for meeting. So by sneezing his nose, by just sneezing, this sneezing only, નાકમાં પાવર છે એનું નાક થોડું લાંબુ છે, ગણેશ ભગવાનની સૂંઢની યાદ આવે તેવું લાંબુ છે. સલમાન રશ્દી એ રીતે લખે કે સલીમનું નાક એટલું લાંબુ છે જાણે આપણને ગણપતિની સૂંઢ યાદ આવે, એટલે એને નાકમાં પાવર છે અને સતત શરદી રહ્યા કરે, રનિંગ નોઝ. He normally has running nose, અને એને સતત એ પાવરથી એ બધા જ મિડનાઇટ ચિલ્ડ્રનને જ્યારે મીટિંગ માટે બોલાવો હોય ત્યારે બોલાવી શકે બધા. He has the power. અને એ જ્યારે મીટિંગને ડિઝોલ્વ કરવી હોય તો એ કરી પણ શકે. He has that power because he was born exactly at midnight, a straw. Now this is magical realism. This is magical realism. So you may say આવું થોડું હોય કઈ આ નવલકથા છે કે આ તો કંઈક વાર્તા કોઈ બાળકોની વાર્તા હોય તેવું લાગે આ તો ફેન્સીફુલ વાર્તા હોય તેવું આવું કઈ હોય કે કોઈની પાસે એવી તાકાત હોય કે બધાને બોલાવે બધા લોકો કોઈ કેરેલામાં હોય કોઈ કાશ્મીરમાં હોય કોઈ બંગાળમાં હોય ત્યાંથી બધા લોકો પહોંચી જાય ત્યાં એની સાથે મીટિંગ કરવા માટે અને પછી એ જ્યારે ડિઝોલ્વ કરે તે બધા પાછા ચાલ્યા જાય એવરીબડી રન્સ અવે so that is but that is that power. So midnight children are gifted children. These are gifted children. They are having some specific power with them. They are gifted. And who should be afraid of this gifted children? Who should be afraid of this gifted children? Midnight children who are gifted, who should be afraid of them? It is the widow. The widow is afraid. The widow is afraid of the gifted children. And the widow here is directly none other than Indira Gandhi, the Prime Minister, the PM of India, the PM of India. So this widow, who is obviously telling her a widow, is also very problematic, and she is afraid of this gifted children, and so she wanted to castrate. She was suggested to castrate all these gifted children. Castrate એટલે નપુંસક બનાવવા એમને નપુંસક બનાવી દે. So Salim in this narrative, when we see this narrative, at that time Salim is incapable of having physical relations, is incapable. Padma is very much a bodily creature, but then Salim is not able to satisfy Padma physically because he is already there is vasectomy, નસબંધી નું ઓપરેશન એનું થઈ ચૂકેલું છે એટલે એ નપુંસક થઈ ગયેલો છે. Salim is telling that. So is castrated, and who then the Prime Minister of India wanted to do that. And that reference, castrating gifted people, જે લોકોને કોઈ તાકાત છે કોઈ પાસે કોઈ જાતની અલગ અલગ પ્રકારની શક્તિઓ છે, એ ઇન્ટેલેક્ચ્યુઅલ શક્તિઓ પણ હોઈ શકે, ક્રિએટિવ શક્તિઓ પણ હોઈ શકે, નાટક કરવાની હોય, પેઇન્ટિંગ કરવાની હોય, એ અનેક પ્રકારની શક્તિઓ હોય, એ બધાને જ તમે એક સાથે વાઢ કાપ કરી નાખો, નપુંસક બનાવી દો બધા ક્રિએટિવ, અથવા ફ્રીડમ ઓફ સ્પીચ ને સાથે તમે જ્યારે એ વેસેક્ટમી કરી નાખો, when you do that operation with freedom of speech, then what is it turning out into is it is emergency. It is turning out into emergency. In 1975, which becomes a very interesting episode in this novel also, Emergency of 1975, which Indira Gandhi, the Prime Minister of India, imposed, and then there was no democracy at all. There was no democracy in India for 2 hours up till 1977, and Indira Gandhi ruled like a dictator, and anybody who opposed her were imprisoned. They were sent to prison. Journalist or any of the leaders of the political or opposition party, anybody who opposed Indira Gandhi, they all were sent to jails there. And you can also we can imagine that what might be the reason કે કયું કારણ આપ્યું હશે ઇન્દિરા ગાંધીએ ઇમરજન્સી ઇમ્પોઝ કરવા માટે. હંમેશા એ જ હોય કે આપણા દેશની સુરક્ષા સામે ખતરો છે, દેશની સુરક્ષા સામે ખતરો છે, એટલે આપણે આ કરવું જ પડે એમ છે. અને આપણા વિરોધ પક્ષના લોકો આપણા દુશ્મન દેશોના એજન્ટ થઈને કામ કરી રહ્યા છે. આપણા વિરોધ પક્ષના લોકો એ આપણા દુશ્મન દેશોના એજન્ટ તરીકે પાકિસ્તાન હોય, અમેરિકા હોય, એમના એજન્ટ તરીકે કામ કરે છે. એટલે કોઈને હવે બોલવાની છૂટ નથી. એ બોલી અને એ લોકોને મુદ્દાઓ આપે છે, એ બોલીને વિરોધના લોકોને મુદ્દાઓ આપે છે. So we have to stop. Nobody should speak anything, nobody should say anything. It is against the sovereignty of India. Sovereignty of nation is under threat, and so emergency is necessary there. So this children of this, and we had a few other children, like, but not very important. But one of the character also was Narad. One was Narad, who had a power to change his gender. He has a power to change his gender. But all these people in a different way were having different powers. Uh, Parvati the witch was also a magical child, and she can do that abracadabra, અને લોકોને અદ્રશ્ય કરી દે. કોઈ ડબરામાં મૂકી અને જે રીતે નાનકડા ખેલ રમતા હોય બાળકો અને ઢીંગલી એકબીજામાં મૂકી અને અદ્રશ્ય કરી દે, એમાં જીવતા મનુષ્યને આબ્રાકાડાબ્રા કરી અને એ અદ્રશ્ય પણ કરી શકે એવી એમની જાદુઈ તાકાત એમની પાસે હતી. So these are Midnight's Children. Midnight's Children, the title, and the children are born in the first hour. If you are born exactly at 12, you are more powerful. Salim is born there. Just afterwards, Shiva is born. So Shiva also is very powerful character, but he is not as powerful as Salim, in a sense, like Salim can call everybody for meeting and he can dissolve the meeting also. But Shiva is more powerful. Shiva is very aggressive as compared to Salim. Salim keeps on telling everybody that we should use this power for the betterment of humanity, for the betterment of people. But Shiva was very aggressive and for power. Shiva was more aggressive and more for the power dynamics also there. And then as the story moves on, as the story within the story moves on, we have various characters, and in that by the time let me quickly have a look at the other list of important characters. If we are seeing anywhere there, then I can list it down. Let us see this relation here. Okay, so we have Salim, yeah. Then Salim, then Parvati, and Shiv. Among those gifted Midnight's Children, these three characters, they develop, they become more interesting in the story, and in various ways we see their relations being unfolding. So Salim and Parvati also makes friends, and they marry also with each other. They remain together for a while. But Salim is rather an important, is not able to build a good, healthy physical relations. And so Parvati is attracted towards Shiva. And she is doing magical some tricks which are very well known in India, to do some kind of jadoo tona. And with the help of those jadoo tona, she invites Shiva and makes Shiva fall in love with her. And makes Shiva fall in love with her. And that is because Salim is incapable, and Parvati is doing those jadoo tona to call Shiva, and then they build a relation. And then they have, Parvati becomes pregnant. And obviously there is a very interesting thing, that pregnant Parvati later on again marries Salim. Pregnant Parvati. So those scenes are also very interesting. Like you might have never seen anybody who is almost a full month pregnant marrying somebody, and that also not the father of the child who is in the womb, but somebody else. And even that person is well aware that whose father is in the womb of Parvati. That is, Shiva is the father of that. And Salim gives the name to that child is Adam Sinai. He gives that name. His name he gives to that son of Parvati and Shiva, because as the story moves on, Parvati dies, Shiva dies, Salim remains alive to tell the story at the end, and then the son is living with him. So when we see this child that is around 1977, when the novel ends, emergency is ending. And that is celebrated as a kind of a new dawn. in India. Again, as if democracy is coming in India. So one was 1947. Yes, one was 1947 when India had democracy, freedom from British Raj. Yes, and then Salim is born here, Shiva is born, Parvati is born. All these characters are born at that time with a dream that they will make some beautiful thing about their life and about India also. But well, by and large, their personal lives are also full of frustrations. So was the story of India also. As Salman Rushdie, this is full of frustration. And it led into 1975 emergency. And then when the emergency is lifted off, ending, the new India is there. New Adam Sinai is there, little boy, who is again hopeful for a better life. A new India is emerging, again looking in a way that something good or better things will happen out of India also. Yeah? So that is that story that goes here in this context also. Yeah? So these are some major characters. Again, let me have an overview of the list and see if some important other characters are missed out or not. Yeah, Picture Singh. One character is Picture Singh. Picture Singh. And Picture Singh is like known as one of the most charming men in the world. And who is Picture Singh? A Madari છે. Madari. મદારી અને જે પાર્વતી જે પેલા જાદુ ટોના કરતી હોય, જાદુના ખેલ કરતી હોય, એ બધા સાથે રહેતા હોય છે. ગરીબ વસ્તીમાં દિલ્હીના સ્લમ્સ એરિયામાં એ લોકો રહેતા હોય છે. પિક્ચર સિંહ who is a snake charmer, એટલે એ મદારી છે. પિક્ચર સિંહ. Okay, and so I think major characters who play a vital role in the narration that we have taken into consideration here, and I don't think any other important character is missed out. Okay, there is one group of characters because there are lots of story within the story. So there is this character, this list of characters here, this group of which makes for another story, but it's a very interesting story. So let us have a look at that group here. That is Homi cataract here. Cataract, Homi cataract. He is a film magnate and a race horse owner who is living in the neighborhood of Sinai family in Bombay. And he has an affair. Homi cataract has an affair with Leela Sabarmati. Leela Sabarmati. Leela Sabarmati is a wife of a Navy commander. Navy Commander Sabarmati. She is wife of Navy Commander Sabarmati, and Homi cataract had an affair with Leela Sabarmati. So this commander Sabarmati murdered Homi cataract. There. And their son, this commander, the Sabarmati family, their son is Hairoli, who is classmate of Salim. He is classmate of Salim. Hairoli. Yeah? So the story becomes interesting here. Leela Sabarmati, Navy commander, this and this. Now this story, this episode. Now this is very interesting to see that how this historical events of the day, and this episode was talk of the town in terms of like this was not an completely imaginary story, but it was a real episode. And let me share this screen. This was Commander K.M. Nanavati, Commander K.M. Nanavati, and he murdered Prem Ahuja. He murdered Prem Ahuja, who was his wife's lover. His wife's lover. So it was a real story. And this was a real case. K.M. Nanavati versus State of Maharashtra case was there. This case has become such a talk of the town during those years when Salim is a little boy, and it is connected with the story of Sabarmatis here, but it is Nanavatis in real case. That it is in many films also. Like there was this Achanak film. Film Achanak is talking about this episode. Then a film Rustam, which was very popular film in recent times. Film Rustam also is dealing with the same episode there. We had a web series, The Verdict, also on the same case. The Verdict, a web series also was there in the same way. And this novel also is trying to refer to that in an intertextual way. Intertextuality is connected there. So this a real episode that happened, and it was very curious episode also. Like in those years, the judiciary was much different than what we have today. There used to be jury members, 12 or 13 jury members, and the case is presented, and jury members will decide. And if maximum members say that guilty, then punishment is given. If they say not guilty, then it is pardoned. Now Nanavati has done this. He has murdered. But he says that I have murdered because it was self-protection, and it was also about wife's lover and thing. And then people talk. So what people talk about the cases? For example, we had a very famous case last year, which can be seen in a similar way, and that was about Sushant Singh Rajput. Sushant Singh Rajput, and who was the lover?
Riya Chakravarti.
Riya Chakravarti, Sushant Singh Rajput, and like people had lots of opinion that who is right, what is right, who is to be blamed, and lot many things there. Now in this case, Nanavati's case, Salman Rushdie writes there that when people are talking, they say that today the life has become such that if people would also ask Ram to go into the prison because he killed Ravan. Now, see, when we see Ramayana and when we see Ram killed Ravan, we say that he has a right to kill Ravan. Why he has a right to kill Ravan? Because Ravan insulted his wife. Ravan abducted his wife. Ravan has we can say buri najar. So if any husband is there, કોઈ પણ પતિ હોય એમની પત્ની ઉપર કોઈ પણ વ્યક્તિ બુરી નજર નાખે તો એને અધિકાર છે એમની હત્યા કરવાનો. That is what Ramayana is telling us. Now see how Salman Rushdie questions Ramayana also. કે આપણે પાર્ડન કરી દીધું છે. આવી કેટલી બધી હત્યાઓ આપણે પાર્ડન કરી છે, જે આપણા ઈશ્વરો દ્વારા હત્યાઓ થઈ છે, એટલી બધી હત્યાઓને આપણે પાર્ડન કરી ચૂક્યા છે. So what is problem now? તો હવે આ નાનાવટીમાં તમને શું તકલીફ છે? એમણે પણ એમની પત્ની ના પ્રેમીની હત્યા કરી, તો એને અધિકાર છે, એમને અધિકાર છે એ કરવા માટેનો. So why making this fuss of this? Why court case? Why this? And then public sentiments, jury sentiments pardoned Nanavati. They pardoned Nanavati for that. But on the other side, Prem Ahuja, who was a Sindhi rich person. Prem Ahuja was a Sindhi rich person, and his sister was also very rich. એમને એ પસંદ નહોતું. એટલે એ મુદ્દો બહુ ચગાવે છે કે એમ માફ ન કરી શકે, એને સજા થવી જ જોઈએ. So on that side also there was this, and then it became political issue also, and it reached up till Prime Minister સુધી એ વાત પહોંચે. અને so that's why there are a lot many stories around that also. And Salman Rushdie also takes his own way of questioning the very idea, that very concept of idea also in that. So that this is one example. This is one example કે કઈ રીતે બનતી ઘટનાઓ ઐતિહાસિક રીતે ભારત જ્યારે 1917-18 થી લઈ અને 47 થી લઈને 77 સુધી. So 17 to 77, if you say 1917 to 1970, then a kind of a 60 years of span that we see of India, where a major episode of freedom of India, and emergency of India. Two major episodes are being narrated at that time. Lot many other things were also happening worldwide, and all those stories are also interwoven together into the narrative also. So that makes the story like those pickle jars. અને pickles બનાવવા માટે કેટલા બધા મસાલા મૂકેલા હોય. તો તમે એક વાર્તા સલીમની કહેવા માટે કેટલી બધી વાર્તા કયો છો, કેટલી બધી મસાલેદાર વાર્તાઓ એમાં એડ કરો છો. સલીમની વાર્તા pickles જેવી બને, અથાણા જેવી બને, ચટણી જેવી એ વાર્તાની વાર્તા બનતી જાય. So that is something very amazing of this novel. That is something so beautiful of this novel that we see here. Okay, then if I can find any other character which can be interesting, or if you have any question, you can ask. If you have anything in your mind. Yeah, Markanday or Narad was one of the Midnight's children who has the ability to change the gender at will. Yes, if you have anything to know about, I think by and large the plot also we have seen, by and large the story also, and also we have seen the characters and their things also. There are this reference to Sam Manekshaw, Sam Manekshaw, that is in book 3, and Tiger Niazi. Sam Manekshaw is a commander of the Indian Army. And this Tiger Niazi is a commander of the Pakistan Army, because there is reference of 1971 war also. The Bangladesh, the making of Bangladesh also is an important episode. So there is that war. There are 1965 war with Pakistan, that also is referred here in the 1965 war with Pakistan, and 1971 war, Bangladesh liberation movement, and India's helping Bangladesh in the freedom. So that are also two important historical episodes which are also coming here. There, so Pakistan, Zulfikar, that those characters, that is Imbiral's husband, and they are getting ready to fight with Indian Army. So that two episodes, two battles with Pakistan. In both, Pakistan was defeated. In both, Pakistan was very badly defeated by India. So that also is referred here. Okay, then. Yeah, Roshan Ara Shetty. Another one character is Roshan Ara Shetty. Roshan Ara. And Roshan Ara Shetty is a child wife of steel magnate S.P. Shetty. Child wife means this businessman is very old and the wife is very young wife. And so this young wife develops a relation with Shiv, and ultimately she is killing Shiv also. Shiv also is killed by her, Roshan Ara Shetty. Yeah. Then this character also is there. One is yeah, okay. Yes, yeah, okay. This episode also is very interesting that we can look at here. Okay. In the part 1, we find this group of characters, this small group of characters that we see in part 1. And this group of characters are, which historically becomes very interesting. So let us refer to them. One character is Mia Abdullah. Mia Abdullah. Mia Abdullah is also known as the hummingbird. Also known as hummingbird. Yeah, Mia Abdullah. And Mia Abdullah is pro-India, pro-Indian Muslim. Yes, pro-Indian Muslim. He was a political figure. He was a political
Sir, your mic is muted.
Sir, your mic is muted.
Yes, now you can speak if you had spoken earlier. Yeah. Nadir Khan, anybody has replied?
No, sir, your mic was muted.
Yeah, okay. I was asking, Mia Abdullah's personal secretary is Nadir Khan. Now, who is this Nadir Khan? We referred to this character earlier also. Earlier, we mentioned this character. Yes.
It was a short-term, short-term marriage with this Nadir Khan.
Yes, Amina, or when Mumtaz, Amina Urfe Mumtaz, and Nadir Khan was lover of Amina. That is Salim's mother. Amina. Yeah. So Mia Abdullah, who is pro-Indian Muslim, political figure, personal secretary Nadir Khan, and there is this character Rani of Kuch Nahi. Yeah. Kuch Nahi. Yeah. Rani of Kuch Nahi. So this is nothingness. આમ રાજા ને રાણી ખરા પણ આમ કઈ હાથમાં ના હોય, બધું અંગ્રેજો પાસે હતું. Rani of Kuch Nahi. So it's a wealthy Muslim women, Rani of Kuch Nahi, wealthy Muslim women, who sponsors the political campaign of Hummingbird, that is Mia Abdullah. She is the intellectual friend of Adam Aziz, and her name is a play on words, literally meaning the queen of nothing in English, but also an intellectual friend of Adam Aziz. So this character, this. So now pro-Muslim, this why this becomes important to understand, or why Salman Rushdie reminds us this also is so that we keep in mind that, well, during freedom struggle or during this partition time, all Muslims were not in favor of separate country for them. All Muslims were not in favor of Pakistan. There were so many Muslims who were fighting for one India, and Mia Abdullah was murdered by those people who wanted to have a separate Pakistan. So those Muslims who stayed in India, they were all those who believed that we don't want a separate country, we want one India. So those were those Muslims. So many times Muslims are stereotyped, and many people very generally make a comment that why you all have not gone to Pakistan. You all should have gone to Pakistan. The country was made on the mark of religion. It was for all Muslims. All Muslims were supposed to go. But the history tells that no, it was not so. Many Muslims were against the idea of Pakistan. And Mia Abdullah is one such character who is supported by the Muslim wealthy queen, Rani of Kuch Nahi, which is a play on the word. And then there is a personal secretary, Nadir Khan, who is hiding. When Mia Abdullah is murdered, even his secretary's life is under threat. So he is hiding in Sinai, in this family, who is the Adam Aziz. Adam Aziz's home. He is hiding there. એમની એક અંડરગ્રાઉન્ડ રૂમ હોય છે, ત્યાં સંતાઈને રહે છે. પછી ત્યાં રોજ એને જે ભોજન આપવા જતી, એમાં આપણે this Mumtaz was going to give food every day to him. એમાં એ લોકોને પ્રેમ થઈ જાય છે બંને, Amina or Mumtaz, and they fall in love with each other. But then Emerald came to know કે આ રીતે આ વ્યક્તિએ છુપાયો છે, ત્યારે એમના husband Zulfikar ને વાત કરી દે છે. Zulfikar, and there's a room, the house is raided by Zulfikar and those, and then he runs away. Nadir Khan runs away from there. After so many years, he comes back. After so many years, Nadir Khan comes back and keeps on making call. ફોન કરે અમીના મુમતાઝ સાથે વાતચીત કરવા માટે, અને એમનો કોલ આવે એટલે અમીના એમને ધીરે ધીરે વાતો કરતી હોય. લેન્ડલાઇન ફોન જ હતા ત્યારે તો એ એક વખત સલીમ નાનકડું બાળક હતું, એને જોયું કે આ કંઈક બહુ વિચિત્ર વર્તન છે એમના મમ્મીનું. પછી એનું જાસૂસી કરવા એની પાછળ પાછળ જાય છે કે આ મમ્મી ફોન મૂકીને પછી જાય છે ક્યાં. તો એ એક હોટલ રેસ્ટોરન્ટમાં નાદિર ખાનને મળવા જાય છે, વેર હી ઇઝ લુકિંગ. And then Salim also tries to blackmail mother. In film we will see, in film માં પણ કે એ જ સમયે જ્યારે when Salim is spying over mother, and mother is trying to develop again the relation with Nadir Khan. At that time the camera focuses on the poster of the film Mother India. નું poster ત્યારે બતાવે, and that episode also we can see there. Okay, so that also is that character, this group, Mia Abdullah, Nadir Khan, and Rani of Kuch Nahi. Okay, so these are the characters. There are many other, but not very important. So they all make for the minor stories, and some very interesting reference to what was happening in India. Okay, any questions from your side? Any questions? Any doubt you would like to ask about the characters? And I think the storyline also is very clear in your mind. Title, Midnight's Children. Why the title is there? Because there were 1001 children with magical power, and their magical power was led by Salim, who can call and this, and they're different. And among those Midnight's children, 3 are very important: Shiv, Salim, and Parvati. They become very important for us. And Shiv is always angry with Salim, even though he was not knowing that, Salim, you are living my life. I was supposed to live in rich person's life, and I am living with a poor wee willy winky. I'm living with poor wee willy winky, and my fate is stolen by you. She was anxiety, we can understand, but Shiv ne ખબર નથી કે એ એમનું જીવન તો એક અમીર ઘરમાં હતું, અને એને બદલે સલીમ બીજું એક જીવન જીવી રહ્યો છે. But he was always like angry with Salim. He wanted to attack Salim in different ways. Also is very violent. એ આર્મી જોઈન કરે છે, પછી શિવ પછી ઇન્ડિયન આર્મીમાં જોઈન કરે છે. ઇન્દિરા ગાંધીનો લગભગ કહેવાય ને કે જમણો હાથ બની જવું. પછી એના ઓપરેશન્સ જે બધા એ કરતા નસબંધીના, એમનો ભાગ બનવું. મિડનાઇટ ચિલ્ડ્રનને ધરપકડ કરવામાં સરકારને મદદ કરવી કે બધાને પકડી અને એમને જેલમાં પૂરવામાં આવે. That all work is done by Shiv, but he is not knowing that he is one of those person. એને ખબર નથી કે એ પણ એમાંનો જ એક છે. જ્યારે એને ખબર પડે ત્યારે એના જીવન સામે પણ ખતરો ઊભો થાય છે, because he also is one of the Midnight's children. He is helping the government to destroy Midnight's children who can become threat to the political party. Prime Minister ને એમ હતું કે આ બધા મારા માટે થ્રેટ બનશે એટલે બધાને નાશ કરવાના છે, અને શિવ એમાં મદદ કરે છે બધાની ધરપકડ કરવામાં. પછી બધાની નસબંધીઓ કરવામાં આવે છે, અને શિવને પણ એમાં વારો આવી જાય છે. Earlier he was not aware about that also. So Midnight's Children, and with that an allegory of India, and this is a very loose allegory, very loose. You can't get the true picture of India. You may easily disagree with the picture of India because it is very disappointing picture. It is a disappointing picture. જે આશા સાથે 1947 માં આપણે આઝાદ થયા, અને પછી એમ હતું કે now we will grow in India. પણ 75 આવતા તો આખી ડેમોક્રેસી પડી ભાંગે છે. ઇમરજન્સીમાં આપણે ચાલ્યા જાય છે, અને 2 વર્ષ ડેમોક્રેસી જેવું કશું રહેતું નથી. ખાસ કરીને ફ્રીડમ ઓફ સ્પીચ, તમારે કંઈ બોલવાની આઝાદી નહીં. સરકાર સામે તો જરાય અવાજ ઊંચો નહીં કરવાનો. સરકાર વિરુદ્ધ કાંઈ પણ બોલો એટલે યુ આર સેન્ટ ટુ જેલ. ત્યારે તો સોશિયલ મીડિયા કે એવું કશું હતું નહીં, એટલે વસ્તુ ડોક્યુમેન્ટ થતી નથી. આજે જેમ નાની નાની બાબતો ડોક્યુમેન્ટ થઈ જાય છે,
કોઈ ટ્વીટ કરે અને એની ધરપકડ થાય એટલે તરત એ વસ્તુ ના હેશટેગ બની જાય અને વાયરલ થઈ જાય છે કે આમને આ ટ્વીટ કરી એટલે ધરપકડ થઈ. પણ ત્યારે તો એ કઈ ખબર પડતી નથી અને જે લોકો જાગૃત હતા એ લખતા રહેતા હતા. અને સલમાન રશ્દી એક લેખક તરીકે એ વસ્તુને કેપ્ચર કરે છે. 1981માં આ નોવેલ પબ્લિશ થાય ત્યારે હજી 77 ખૂબ તાજું હોય. 75, 77 એટલે 2-5 વર્ષ પહેલાની જ ઘટના છે. જસ્ટ ફ્યુ યર્સ બેક. એટલે એ બધું જ ફ્રેશ હોય મેમરીમાં. અને ઇન્દિરા ગાંધી સ્ટીલ અલાઇવ. ઇન્દિરા ગાંધી હજી જીવે છે. એનું તમે આટલું ખરાબ ચિત્રણ કરો છો કોઈ જીવિત વ્યક્તિનું. અને યુ કેન ઇમેજિન કે એ કોર્ટ કેસ કરે છે. ઇન્દિરા ગાંધીએ સલમાન રશ્દી સામે કોર્ટ કેસ કરેલો હતો કે એમણે મને બદનામ કરવા માટે આ કરે. એટલે બહુ મોટી લડાઈ ચાલી હતી સલમાન રશ્દી એક લેખકની અને એક પ્રાઇમ મિનિસ્ટરની. ખૂબ મોટી લડાઈ. એપિસોડ પણ આપણે જોશું એની બાયોગ્રાફીના એક એપિસોડના પેજમાંથી કે ઇન્દિરા ગાંધીના બાયોગ્રાફરે એક લેડી બાયોગ્રાફર છે એમણે આ એપિસોડ કે મિસ્ટર રશ્દી એન્ડ મિસિસ ગાંધી એ બંને વચ્ચેની લડાઈ પણ કેવી હતી. સો વેરી ઇન્ટરેસ્ટિંગ એપિસોડ એમાં પણ બનેલા. પણ એમણે he dared, સલમાન રશ્દી dared to write about those things. અને ઇન્દિરા ગાંધી વોઝ સો પોપ્યુલર ડ્યુરિંગ ધોઝ ટાઈમ. કારણ કે એમણે 1971માં જ્યારે યુદ્ધ જીતે છે ઇન્ડિયા અને બાંગ્લાદેશ બનવામાં ભાગ પડે એક ભાગ પાકિસ્તાનનો નષ્ટ કરી દો તમે તો આપણે આજે પણ ખાલી સ્ટ્રાઇક કરીને એરોપ્લેન આવતા રહીએ તો આપણે વાહ વાહ કરીએ છીએ કે વાહ વાહ કે આપણે ધન્યવાદ મોદીજી કે આપને બડા કામ કર દિયા. તો તમે આખો પાકિસ્તાનનો કટકો જ લઈ લીધો હોય તો કેટલી લોકપ્રિયતા હોય. એટલી લોકપ્રિયતા ઇન્દિરા ગાંધી એન્ડ શી વોઝ ઇક્વેટેડ વિથ દુર્ગા. માં દુર્ગા સાથે એક અવતારી નારી હોય એ રીતે એમની વાહવા થતી. શી વોઝ વેરી પોપ્યુલર. જ્યારે પણ લોક નેતા પોપ્યુલર થાય એટલે એ બહુ મોટી ભૂલ તરફ દેશને લઈ જાય. એટલે 1971 થી સીધું 75 ની ઇમરજન્સી આવે. ઇમરજન્સી લાદવામાં આવે અને પીપલ આર નોટ એબલ ટુ સ્પીક. ધેટ્સ વાય પીપલ સે કે આ લોકોને બહુ એટલી બધી ચાહત નહીં કરવાની. પોલિટિકલ લીડર્સ જ્યારે એટલા બધા પોપ્યુલર થઈ જાય છે ત્યારે હંમેશા આમ જનતા માટે દેશ માટે નુકસાનકારક પગલા લેવામાં આવશે. સો one has to be very alert. It is not a story about Hitler. It is story of India only. India's prime minister Indira Gandhi and Salman Rushdie reminds us. એને વાર્તા લખી તો આપણે એપિસોડ યાદ રાખી શકીએ. This. So that is the immediate thing that happens. So a very disappointing picture of India's progress that is presented by Salman Rushdie in this novel. So many people may not agree with this. People may say that no, India has done good also. But then it is a very, very loose allegory that is there. And the way the novel is narrated, Salman Rushdie can easily say, એ આસાનીથી છટકી શકે કે હું આવું કઈ નથી કહેતો, આ તો સલીમ કે છે, આ તો સલીમની વાર્તા છે, આ તો સલીમને આવો અનુભવ થયો એટલે એ કે છે, હું ક્યાં એવું કહું છું. એટલે ફર્સ્ટ પર્સન નેરેટર, અનરિલાયેબલ નેરેટર મૂકી અને લેખક આસાનીથી છટકી શકે. એટલે જ્યારે એમની ઉપર એ આરોપ થયો કે તમને આ વાલ્મીકી ને વેદવ્યાસની ખબર નહોતી, તમને રામાયણ મહાભારતની ખબર નથી ને તમે એમ કહો કે તમે બહુ ઇતિહાસના જાણકાર છો, ઇતિહાસ ઉપર નવલકથા લખવા બેઠા છો અને ગણપતિએ મહાભારત લખ્યું હતું કે રામાયણ એ પણ ખબર નથી. ત્યારે પણ એ એમ કે પણ આ તો આ ભૂલ મારી હોય એમ કેમ માનો છો, આ સલીમની પણ ભૂલ હોય. This mistake can be of Salim also. Why you said that this was my mistake? તો એ પણ so that also was a very આ એકની આવી અનેક ભૂલો નવલકથામાં છે જે આપણે એક આખા એસેમાં જોશું. Many mistakes are there, historical mistakes are there in this novel also. So a very loose allegory of India that gets represented through story of Salim there. Okay? Any questions? Any questions? By and large, storyline is clear. Major characters also we have made it very clear. Major episode also we have discussed from this. So I think with this in mind, we can, I think on Monday we can watch the film. We will watch the film on Monday. And subsequently, while watching the film, we will do the discussion. While watching the film, we will keep on doing the discussion about things because lots of points are there in narrative technique, which we will have to discuss while we watch the film. Along with that, we will see that. A few other important material will be uploaded on website by evening today, and I will send a message in WhatsApp group. So start reading those things also. Start reading those things also for our Monday and Tuesday's discussion also. While watching the film, we will do all those discussions there. Okay? So by today evening, some material will be uploaded on website, which is to be read thoroughly by everybody, so that you can ask me question also and we can discuss that. So probably on Monday, we will have a screening of the film, and along with that, we will do various discussion. And something important that we will do is that as a part of the discussion is this, that why film is not a good film. Why this adaptation of this novel is not a good adaptation, because this is such a kind of a narrative which cannot be captured in 2-3 hours of cinema. Perhaps it requires web series. This novel requires a long web series of almost very long episodes. Cinema cannot capture, and that is what has happened, that cinematic adaptation has failed to capture the real beauty of this novel also. So those points also we will discuss on Monday. Okay? If you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, I would end the recording. If you have any questions or any point, then you can ask. Okay, then we